What's up, YouTube? It's your boy M8trix21 back with yet another video, and today we got something a little different. We're going to talk about my con experience, my New York Comic Con experience. But let's just get right into it. Let's go. So before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well so you never miss a video. Now let's get to the video. So I'm pretty sure you've all seen millions and millions of videos of New York Comic Con, the pops people picked up, just stuff they did at Comic Con. But I'm not going to give you guys that because, like I said, you've seen it all before. I'm going to go over my experience as a first-time con goer, like what I went through. Then I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks and stuff like that, stuff you should, just to help you out if you're going to New York Comic Con or any other Comic Con, in general. So, like I said, I'm just going to go over my experience, how I liked it, and then just some stuff that I learned from being a first-time con goer. Some stuff I wasn't expecting and stuff that I wish I knew before I actually went. But like I said, it's just some general knowledge. First things first, I had a great time at New York Comic Con. It was pretty dope. It was so much stuff to see, so much stuff that I didn't expect to see. It was so much stuff to buy. It was just a really good time overall. It's just really stressful. It's really overwhelming because I mean, you don't expect it to be that many people. It's a lot of people, but there's people everywhere, stuff everywhere. It's very much a sensory overload, but it's very dope, and it's dope. Unfortunately, I didn't get to get into the Funko booth, so I missed out on that. And I didn't get to go to Friday night because I missed out on that as well. I was on Repop trying to get those tickets to get in there and try to get my reservation in, but I missed out on it. And it is what it is. I didn't let that bring me down and keep me from being excited about actually going to the con, because even though I didn't get to the Funko booth or get to Friday night, I knew I was going to be able to find some really cool stuff there. And it's still a lot. It's still a lot going on at New York Comic Con. So I was excited about that, and I was just excited about seeing some other con exclusive stuff, getting some autographs, meeting some celebrities that I hadn't seen, and meeting some YouTubers that I follow, I watch daily. So it was pretty cool to be able to do those things. And like I said, I just really enjoyed the whole experience. It's a lot. It's a lot, and like I said, it's a lot to go through, and man, time flies when you're in there. I only decided to go for one day this year. I only went for Friday, and it seems like Friday is the more packed day than Saturday now. It used to always be Saturday, but now it seems like Friday for New York Comic Con is the crazy day. And like I said, I try to avoid the crazy day by going on Friday, and it seemed like that's what it just happened. But I enjoyed my time there, and it was great, and I definitely would go again. But I do things a little bit different, and as we go through these tips, you'll see what I do differently. But let's just go ahead and get it started, and let's go ahead and go over the tips so we can get this thing going. Guys, before we get into the tips and everything, I know I said we was going to the tips. Before we get into that, though, I want to do a giveaway. I want to give away this fully hollow Ichigo. It's an Entertainment Earth exclusive. It's not the Chase, but it is a really dope pop overall. And I mean, I had an extra one, so I got to give it to one of you guys and let you add it to your collection. But if you're a big anime fan, big Bleach fan, this pop is very dope. And I say, hey, enter it below, drop down below, and put hashtag NYCC tips. I don't know. I guess this kind of is part 3 of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway as well. But 1,000, put down below hashtag NYCC tips. Subscribe to the channel. And hit like on this video, and then hey, and maybe about next week I'll do next Friday I'll announce the winner of this fully hollow Ichigo. So like I said, drop down below hashtag NYCC tips, and then we'll get it going. Now let's get to the video. Let's go. Alright, so we're getting the tips going, and like I said, first off, we're going to do like basic tips that go over the whole thing, and then I'll break it down into like tips on getting autographs, tips on getting going to panels, tips on buying from booths. So first thing we're going to do is like just overall basic tips, and we'll start things off with planning. Plan. Trust me, you really need to plan. Try to plan as much as it is you want to go, especially if you're only going for one day. Plan it out. Download the map that NYCC has on their app, and just figure out what stuff you want to get and try to locate everything on the map. Because trust me, I made the mistake of trying to go to the bait booth to get the glow in the dark female Titan, and when I was going to the booth, I made a right instead of a left, and the booth was right there. And by the time I got back around to it, I got in line. The person in front of me was the last person to get the Titan, so I didn't get it. So, like I said, plan it, get to where you're going, because you really need to plan. You can get lost in there very easily, and you will miss a lot of stuff that you were trying to get just because you didn't plan it. So like I said, tip number one, plan it out. And even if you plan it out, leave a little bit of time for like wandering around, because you're going to want to do that. Like I said, so many booths, so many panels, stuff that you probably didn't see when you was reading over what's going to be there. And then you see it and like, man, that's pretty dope. I need to stop right here real quick. So leave a little bit of time in there to wander around a little bit and see different things. But definitely, like I said, plan it out, because you're going to want to have to be able to hit everything that you want to hit. So plan it out. Like I said, when you plan things out, I'm pretty sure it's going to be stuff that you really want to get from the con. But don't if you don't get those things, or if they sell out right before you get there, don't let that bring your day down. Don't let it end your whole experience. Have a backup plan. Have something else you want to go. You know, if the line's too long, you feel like I'm not going to get that. Have a backup plan. Maybe spend that time and go look at something else, or try to find some. You know, look around a little bit. But just have a backup plan for the planning. So I guess it's more planning, but you get what I'm saying. Next up, be there early. It opens at 10 o'clock, but don't be there at 10 o'clock. Don't be there at 11 o'clock. Be there early. Be there like 8 o'clock, waiting in line, especially if you want freebies and stuff, because that stuff goes pretty quick. I'm pretty sure you know that stuff goes pretty quick, and if you want any of those freebies, you better get there early. Even some stuff that you know is going to sell out quick, be there early so you can get in those lines very early. So definitely don't try to show up at 10 o'clock and think you're going to get everything that you wanted, because a lot of stuff is going to be going by then. By the time you get there, get in other lines. Yeah, be there early. Plan it. Be there early. Be there like 8 o'clock, waiting in line, 9 o'clock, waiting in line, because things go quick. And if you only go in one day, you only had that one chance to get those things. So, like I said, plan it was number one. Be there early. Well, plan it. Have a backup plan. Be there early. Let's keep on moving. To be honest with you, a lot of this stuff has to do with planning. But next up, be aware of your time. Time is very crucial. Time is very limited. So be aware of everything. Be aware of when panels start. Be aware of when shops open or booths open, because some booths may not open exactly at the same time. Some booths may close a little earlier. So be aware of all the times, because and a lot of stuff is posted. So be aware of those times, especially with the panels, because those are posted, and be there a little early. But we'll get to the panels a little bit later. But definitely be aware of your time, because you may think you have a lot of time, and then walking around, time gets ate up because there's so many people, and you're trying to weave through the crowds and everything, and you can lose a lot of time that way, especially waiting in lines as well. Like I said, if you think you want something, you really want it, don't think you're the only one that want it, and don't think you're just gonna walk right up there and buy it. You're gonna have to wait in line for some things, and depending on how quick those lines are moving, you may be waiting for a little while, and yeah, and that eats your time. So be aware of your time, and be aware of, especially if you're something that's time sensitive, be aware of, like, maybe I shouldn't wait in this line because I may not have enough time to get to where I want to go, get to this panel, or this autograph. So definitely be aware of your time. My last basic tip is hydrate and eat. You're going to be in there for a long time, and you may not think that's a lot, but it gets kind of hot. You're moving around a lot. You're stressing about this and that. Bring you a water bottle, or buy you a water bottle once you get in there. They have food on site, but definitely find something to eat, find something to drink, bring some snacks. I don't know. Just make sure you have something to keep you from getting tired and getting worn down. Like I said, water is the main thing. Maybe a package of nuts or something. Pause. But definitely have like a water bottle or something to keep yourself hydrated, because you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about buying your things or going to see these people and all that, but you really do need to keep yourself hydrated. So definitely be on the lookout for water fountains and stuff like that, because they do have those as well. But like I said, hydrate and eat something before you go in there. Maybe, like I said, buy something while you're in there. Just make sure you take care of yourself, because if you don't, that's going to end your whole day, because I mean, you're going to be sick. You're going to be drained, and when you could have just bought some water. Yeah. So next up, we're going to move to the category of buying from booths. There's plenty of booths in there. You have the big name ones, you have the small ones. Some of them require a reservation, so make sure beforehand on the reservation day to try to see what may need a reservation, and try to reserve your spot. For the other big ones, just make sure you're ready for lines, because a lot of those bigger booths have a lot of lines, because they may have something really exclusive, or they may have something free or something like that. So be able to be prepared to wait in line for those. And as far as like smaller shops, it's a lot of smaller shops with a lot of cool stuff. And we're going to break down like how you can buy things from the smaller booths, because it's an art to doing that as well, and it's a way of getting stuff for a better price. But yeah, first things first, if it's not from something like a big booth or something that's exclusive to the con, look around, because there's a lot of booths, especially for Funko Pops buyers, that may have the same pop at a different price. So don't be, if you see it the first time, don't be like, okay, I gotta get it now. Be on the lookout, because you may be able to wander around to another Funko booth or another, smaller shop. You may be able to find it for a cheaper price or a better box condition. You never know. So definitely be able to look around and yeah, and then just try to compare prices. But you got to be quick, because you may say there may be $20 at this booth. The next booth may have it for $15. You get there, it's gone. By the time you walk back, that one's gone too. So, so just be prepared to do, to be prepared to get it then, but be prepared to actually look around. I guess that makes sense. This probably should have been the first part of buying from booths. Set a budget. Definitely set a budget, and definitely say this is the amount of money I want to spend, because it can be very, very easy to go over that budget or spend more than you were willing, originally wanted to spend, because it's right there in front of you. You don't have to look online. You don't have to wait for delivery. It's right there in front of you. And some pops look extra cool, or some items look extra cool or better in person than they do online. And you may be like, man, I gotta get this, and you might end up paying more than you were originally wanting to pay. So definitely set a budget and try to stick to that budget. Unless you just got it like that, you can ball out and you can spend whatever you want to spend. Hey, some people like that, but definitely just set yourself a budget. And I know I'm bad at setting budgets, but definitely do that. That should have been rule number one of buying from booths. Another tip for buying from booths are, if it's a smaller booth, not with the bigger ones really, because you can't really do it with the bigger ones. The prices are kind of set. But for the smaller ones, you may be able to negotiate a little bit, hack on their price, because a lot of times with those smaller booths, some pops or some items will be overpriced a little bit. But you got to think, maybe it's because they have to pay for booth rental, they have to pay to get the items there, so they have a lot of overhead, and they may charge a little bit extra for a pop. A pop may be going for $60, and they're charging maybe 74 to 80 for it. So definitely be on the lookout for those things. And like I said, you can always with those smaller booths, a lot of times you can always negotiate, but you got to come with a good attitude. Don't make it seem like you're trying to beat somebody over the head. Don't make it seem like you're trying to lowball them. So if the pop is going for $60, they got it going for 80. Don't come up and saying, oh, I'll give you $40 for this. You're gonna offend somebody, and they're gonna be like, you know what, nah, it's 80. That's it. So be realistic. Be realistic. Try to be closer to the actual PPG price of something. And just always ask, hey, what's the lowest you'll take for this pop? And sometimes they'll work with you, sometimes they won't. But, it's the art of negotiating. And, hey, the most they can say is, no, I can't do that. I can just go this. That's the price it can be. So definitely be, just be nice. Be a good person. Never be a negative person, but be a nice person. And just try to talk to them. Like, hey, split the game to them. Say, hey, I got this one at home. I'm trying to complete the set. This is this and this. Just don't offend anybody. And also, if you're buying multiple items, try to bundle them. Like, hey, if you're buying 3 pops, they're $20 a piece, say, and they're $60. Say, hey, I give you 50 for these 3? And sometimes they'll take it, sometimes they won't. But like I said, with bigger booths, it ain't happening. You're gonna pay those prices. But these smaller ones, sometimes they will go and they will sell it for those bundle prices. So it doesn't hurt to ask. But like I said, be respectful and definitely don't try to lowball somebody, because that ain't gonna happen. But like I said, negotiate with people, and hey, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Another tip when buying from smaller booths is keep some cash on you. Don't go in there just with your card. Definitely keep some cash on you, because sometimes you'll be able to pay for something with straight cash. You won't have to worry about taxes. But if you're using a card, a lot of times you have to pay tax, state taxes or whatever. You may have to pay extra fee because you're using a card. So definitely keep some cash on you. Sometimes if it's $20, you better pay that straight 20, or if you're using that card, you may have to pay 24, 25. So definitely keep some cash on you, and trust me, they know, because there are ATMs everywhere now. Everywhere, there's ATMs all over the building. So I don't know about any other cons, but for New York Comic Con, there were ATMs lining the walls. So definitely be on the lookout for those. But I say, go in there with some cash on you. Make sure you keep it secure, because there's a lot of people in there. I'm not saying nobody stealing nothing, but it's a lot of people now you may get bumped into. It is the city, so hey. And lastly, if you're looking at something, especially if it's expensive, it don't hurt. It don't. You have the option of looking at it before you just decide to pay that price. Because you want to look at, especially for Funko Pops, you want to make sure the box condition is right. You want to make sure the pop is real. Just because it's a convention and it's a booth doesn't mean it's 100% authentic all the time. I'm pretty sure the majority of the time they are, but you never know. Things slip through, people make mistakes, and just make sure you look at, especially if you spend a lot of money on it, look at it. Take it out of actually, can you take it out of the pop protector or the hard stack and just really see if the pop is in good condition, if it is authentic too. So definitely, if you're spending that money, I'm pretty sure the person or the booth won't have a problem letting you actually, look at the actual item. If they do, that's a red flag to me. Stay away from it. But definitely ask to see the condition of whatever you're buying. And like I said, at the end of the day, just be nice, be kind, be a nice, like I said, just be a nice person, and talk to people, negotiate, and you'll be okay. Just go in there with a good attitude, and you'll be able to make some friends, you'll be able to network, and you'll be able to get some really, really cool items. So that's all I got for the buying from booths. Now let's move on to autographs. Let's go. So meeting a celebrity and getting an autograph from them is one of the better things about Comic Cons and conventions in general. And New York Comic Con has everything listed. Most of the people listed on their website before. I mean, weeks and months before you can actually attend the con. So be on the lookout for who may be there, and keep watching it because sometimes people cancel, and then they cancel. But just be on the lookout for it, and look on the website because that's the most important thing. Look on the website. Look at the times that people will be available because that can be a big thing. The time slots are very, very big. So make sure you do that. And sometimes for some people, you can actually buy the photo ops or the autographs online before you actually go to the convention. So if you don't want to take the cash with you, if you just want to make sure everything is already taken care of before you even get there, you can do those things. So that's what some people, certain people, make sure you already pay for everything. And sometimes you may get it for a cheaper price because I think, to be honest with you, some of them charge a little bit more than in person than it was online. And once again, have some cash on hand because sometimes you can avoid that fee, those taxes. But like I said, just be ready. Be ready. Another thing I suggest is to be prepared. Have your own paint marker in hand. Sharpies are cool for signing some things, but for Funko Pops, paint markers are the best. And the Sharpie paint marker is by far the best in my opinion. I watched the Gazzlecast and they did the Sharpie test and the paint marker and marker test, and that one, the Sharpie paint marker, is by far the best. It dries very, very quickly, and make sure you have a protector for your pop if you're taking it, but make sure it's completely dry before you putting it back into the pop protector or pop stack, because it suck if you pay $60 or $70 for autograph, you put it in the protector too quick and it smears it. That would suck, and I'm pretty sure some probably would sign it for you again, but you may just be out of your money. But like I said, definitely keep going to get your Sharpie and everything ready. Prime it up before you actually get up there. And like I said, having your own marker, it makes it to where you can pick the color you want, and it's a good quality one, and you don't have to worry about it. Even though they do have some already in stock just for people that don't have it, but having your own is always better. When you get an autograph, it's utter chaos down there. I mean, it's like everybody's everywhere. You got to find your spot, and definitely this is the part where it can be extremely time consuming waiting on an autograph. So if you're trying to do other stuff, make sure you set aside a lot of time for trying to get an autograph, because depending on who you're trying to get, the line may be crazy. You may be waiting in line for a long time, and next thing you know, they have to take a break because they're human. And if they take a break while you're waiting in line, which happened to me, I got to maybe the third person, and then the guy I was getting the autograph from had to take a break. So he was going for 40 minutes. So definitely know that can happen. They're human, so it is what it is. But definitely be ready to spend a lot of time there, especially trying to get multiple autographs. So when you're planning, make sure you plan a good allotment of time for the autographs. And I'd say the best thing you can do is get there as early as the time slot is available, so you can be ready, so you can try to get that out of the way early. It's very dope to get autographs and meet these people. A lot of them are very, very cool, very, very nice. I got Chris about to sign my Vegeta, which is right here, and it's pretty dope, man. Like I said, you gotta definitely be ready to stand in line and just talk to the person. It's pretty dope. He's a cool guy. He was a cool guy, and I don't know. Just be prepared to wait in line a long time. The last thing to talk about when trying to get an autograph is uh, I know at NYCC, maybe not everywhere, but they have authentication where you can just take it and get your stuff certified, get the little sticker, and I think that's a very, very good idea. It's only $10 at New York Comic Con, and it helps keep the value of your thing, show that that is an authentic autograph, and you know that to me really adds value to your whatever you got signed. And it, like I said, it helps like, oh yeah, I got this, and it's certified, so it's definitely this person. Even though you know you just got it signed, and it's probably gonna stay in your collection forever. Like my Tristan Vegeta will stay in my collection forever, and I forgot to get it certified, which is crazy, but it's really cool to do that. Go ahead and get it certified. It's $10. It's very, very worth that $10. So if you're getting some signed, get it certified, especially the Funko Pops. Dope. Now let's move on to tips for going to panels. Panels can be very, very dope. You can get to see like shows and movies that's coming out, getting sneak peeks, as well as talking to the cast, interviews and stuff like that. Me personally, I was able to go to the Chainsaw Man panel, which was dope. I got to see the first episode before it premiered, and it was really cool. We actually got to see all the main voice actors, and they did have the interviews and everything going on, so it was really dope. They actually gave us a heads up on some items that we were dropping at the Crunchyroll store, so we was able to go get stuff from there, and it was really dope. And like I said, it's really cool to go to panels. Like you get to see a lot of exclusive stuff going through the panels, but it can be chaotic. It can be very chaotic. So with some of them, you have to go through the reservation process, and once you do that, you'll have your spot. But just know, just because you have a reservation for it, your seat's not guaranteed. So you really want to get there early, because even when I went to Chainsaw Man one, the standby line was huge. It was long. So get there at least 15 to 20 minutes early so you can make sure you get you a decent seat. And just like I said, Chainsaw Man is nice, and it's not as big as some of these other things. I could imagine trying to go to like Hall H at San Diego Comic Con. That's probably on a whole different level. So definitely make sure you set aside time to get to where you're going and get there early so you can get inside, because you don't want to have a reservation or be at a panel that you really want to see, and then you got there too late, and now you can't go in, or you have to stand up the whole time. So you don't want to have to do that. Get there 15 to 20 minutes early at the very least, so you can get through that. And you also may have to wait in line. So even if you get there early, you still might have to wait in line. So definitely get there early. Like I said, yeah, panels are pretty easy. Just get there early and make sure you know how long it lasts. Because if you in your planning stage, make sure you know this may be an hour. So most of them are about an hour. So make sure you plan that hour out in your planning. In phase one, remember, that was phase one. We're in like phase four. We in the heavy adventure stuff now. But like I said, panels are pretty cool, pretty easy to get. Just make sure you get there early. Make sure you set your reservations up if you didn't, if it's a reservation available. And if it's a standby line or if it's just a first come, first serve, you get there more than 15 to 20 minutes early, because it's going to go quick. But that's all I got for panels, and that's all I got for this. So we're going to get to the conclusion now. Like I said, going to cons is very, very dope, very cool. The main thing about everything is time. Time, planning, and time. Plan your time. So because one day is just not enough, in my opinion, for everything that's going on at Comic Con, especially New York Comic Con. I think next year I'm going to try to go at least 2 days. I'm probably going to try to go Thursday, because I know Thursday is a lot less. They don't have as many of the attractions that the other 2 days or 3 days have, but I'll be able to move around a little bit, buy some stuff that I probably miss on Friday, and then Friday I go back in and try to get some of the autographs and stuff that I want. I want to set aside autographs and stuff like that for its own day, because like I said, that can be very, very time consuming. But like I said, pretty dope. Don't let your whole day be ruined by you not getting one thing that you really wanted, or two things that you really wanted. Like I said, I didn't get in the Funko booth or get the Fright Night, and I was kind of upset about that at first. I thought about it like, man, I'm going to New York Comic Con. There's going to be so much stuff there. And even if you didn't get to the Funko booth, look around, because a lot of those pops are at different places. Some people go to the con, buy the pops at the Funko booth, sell them right to another shop that's there, which is crazy. And then you can maybe be able to pick it up from there. Another thing, like I said, make sure you keep cash on you, and keep your card too, because some booths don't take card. I went to the Funimation and Viz, and they only took card. So you gotta keep both, but keep it healthy, and healthy budget wise about it. And maybe next year, I'm gonna set the budget a little bit high because I saw so much stuff that I wanted, but I set my budget a little bit lower, and I wasn't going over that. So definitely some dope stuff. Definitely make sure you, like I said, plan it out. I didn't plan it as good as I thought. So I think next year, like I said, Thursday and Friday, I'm trying to get a hotel from Wednesday to Friday morning, so I can, so I don't have to come back home because I live in New York. So it's still a good little drive for me to go home. But yeah, just got to plan everything out. Let's plan everything out. Make sure your time is good. Keep track of everything that's going on. So watch their website, watch their app because people come in and out. Make sure you know everything, where the booths are and everything. And it is. I think I'm dragging on now, but I hope I helped somebody out with all these tips. And yeah, like I said, this works for more than just New York Comic Con. But yeah, it is what it is. But that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well so you never miss a video. It's your boy M8trix21. Peace. Talk to y'all later. Bye.